Hello everybody, this is Javier from Cinemascopa and today we are going to prepare a 35mm print to be projected. I always start my projections with a trailer, in this case the trailer of Dead or Alive. Okay, right here I'm checking if the proper direction of the trailer and now I'm gonna lace it up in the take-up reel. Well, not take-up, but from the beginning of the film. I always have my THX intro in the beginning of the big reel for the full feature. So it's pretty simple. There I'm checking the direction of the trailer and now it's already laced up. So we begin with the first roll of the actual feature. We are preparing Kinsey, a magnificent film with Liam Neeson. So we start, preparing, putting on a still reel, the film reel. And before actually adding it to the main reel, we have to check if the direction is proper. The roll starts from the beginning, etc. I just bought this copy, so I don't know if it was properly laced up, but it was. So we start rolling up to the big reel of film. And you will see this is a pretty repetitive process. We are going to do it with the 6 rolls. Well, as soon as we finish lacing up the first roll, we have to save the tail of the roll, which you will use in a double projector system, but I don't have. I have to lace it up in one big reel to break the full feature without stops, and that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, right now I'm gonna take the beginning, the head of the film. As I am taking it to not project it, I also check if the direction of the roll is proper. You always have to check this on every roll of film. Usually the head is enough, but sometimes the head it's not where it should be or in direction where it should be, so you have to check the film too. So after checking, I am getting together the first roll and the second one here. This is called empalmadora in Spanish, but I don't really know the term in English, so I'll just go with that. If you tell me how it's called, I'll learn the word. Pretty good one, may I say. So it's just a matter of rolling up the second roll and start with the exact same process for the third one. It's pretty simple actually, and as I said, pretty repetitive. Here you will see the whole lacing up of the head. This trick, it's fabulous. Like if you try to roll up the head or the tail any other way, it will start making weird curls and you won't be able to save it properly on a circle. So if you ever work with film, this is a fabulous way. It's basically the same way plates move film, these big horizontal plates where you can load up a whole feature, and it was the main way to do it at the end of the 35mm era when it was on every cinema. Okay, so there's the whole head. In this case it wasn't taped to the film itself, so that's pretty easy and makes our lives way easier. So as before, we just set it up on the steel reel and put it together with the rest of it. So normally I will just go to, normally no, any other cinema will continue to load the 4th, 5th and 6th reel, but you will see that after loading the 3rd reel of film, which in this case it's exactly the middle of the feature, I always like to put an intermission. I love intermissions. Don't ask me why. It's not for people to get drinks or anything. It's just, to talk about the film in the middle of the film, because you never know how it's going to end. And I always enjoyed intermissions, which cinemas don't do them much. So I continue with the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th after adding the intermission that you just seen. Okay, that's me ending the rolling of the film, the last roll. But the problem is, since we start from the beginning, now the beginning it's at the end of that big 4-kilometer reel. So we have to take another big reel and rewind it, never best said, to actually have the film from the start so we can project it. And that's exactly what I am doing right now. don't get really worried about the tails, etc., hitting the ground. They are meant to get a little bit dirty, etc. The important thing is that the main feature with the frames that you are going to project and actually see an image don't get scratched, touch the floor, etc. But if the head or the tail gets a little bit dirty, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now that I have finished up rolling it, well, rewinding it into the proper way, it's time to lace it up. I actually didn't record the lacing up process, but hey, I will do it in another video. Here's the tough part of projecting 35mm film. That's heavy, I can assure you. And I mean, you have to be, I'm not gonna say strong, but used to lift heavy things to do that. So now it's just a matter of setting up the audio, connecting the lamp, starting the lamp, and start the projection.